It's nearly a great start. Completely knocking over my water glass, so that would have been great. Currently in this river along with my stop on entry. Trying to catch a little continuation breakout on this. Yeah, got a stop on entry. I don't see a reason why it should go back down there. Maybe if we went back down here and formed a nice divergence, then I think we could try and relong into the developing monthly value area high. So far, like a nice 6% bounce on this. Well, Bybit bounced around 7%. Blofin was like a 6% bounce. Yeah, ideally catch some continuation on this. Let's check them live. Yes. Cool. All right, let's have a look for some positions today. Not sure how long I'll stay on for. Probably about an hour, unless we manage to get ourselves into anything fresh. Morning, DGen. Reason my chat is in the YouTube chat, not my Twitch chat. Anyway. But yeah, looking at BTC getting a nice pullback here. Essentially what I was looking at and watching for was this weak bounce to push into some sort of higher low here, similar to what we done back in November, right, where we sort of dropped and form a higher low. Essentially looking for something like that. I'm pretty confident that if we cannot hold 66k and this prior weekly val, this October VWAP from actually this is 2024 VWAP, yeah. October 2024 VWAP, and also the 2024 just yearly VWAP, right? If we can't hold here, right? This is going to be taking a trip down towards the 2021 value area high and the 2024 value area low, 56 down to 50, which obviously if we did get a move down here, this is going to be a really nice buy opportunity. I would probably buy into Bitcoin spot quite heavily down here if we trade down there. You can't hear anything, Dave? So yeah, essentially I'm looking for a bit of a bounce here on BTC. If we can bounce here, then this is good. But yeah, a little bit lower. We'll wait for my. I don't want to see some buy signals down here into this prior weekly value area low, and also that 2024 VWAP, which we are trading around right now. I'm trading into this high volume low POC as well. See this big high volume low POC here. Got a big POC here. On Coinbase is here. We essentially this whole area is a high volume node area, right? Basically into this region. It's mid range from last summer. No bounce in this to 50s. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice, right? If we went to the 50s, that'd be a really good buy opportunity and would sort of set me up for my spot position that I've been discussing down into 50s. Like if we get a move into the 50s, like that's gonna essentially be a big trigger for me to start selling into spot. But for now, we should essentially look for a bounce into like 66 to 64. I think that's the place we're gonna want to look for a long right now. Especially if we get this DXY breakdown. If you didn't see my YouTube video from yesterday, you can head to my YouTube and check it out. That sort of covered all my higher time frame thoughts. Yeah, potentially if we got a similar move from the DXY, just as we done in 2020, 2017, like maybe we can get this extra push from BTC going into summer. But yeah, looking at starting to scaling into spot, like historically buying into this this floor of the power law model has been a profitable method. All right. So if we can start to form a bottom down here into this 50k region, then that looks great, and target fresh all-time high from here, at least back to the fair price around 146k as of right now. So yeah, it's just a matter of, like, you know, if you can stomach a, let's say you can stomach a 20 to 30% drawdown from here, then it's a fantastic place to start buying Bitcoin, in my opinion. How is the music? It's not too loud, is it? But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts here. I'm actually going to set some alerts down here just so I don't miss it. I've got to pop out this afternoon to run some errands and stuff. So after stream, basically. So I'll set some alerts in case they go off. But yeah, trading into developer monthly val here into the 2024 VWAP. I think if we're going to lock in a higher low, it should be here. Failing to hold 65k and we start accepting below here, then we're probably going to shoot back down for the lows and 50k, and in which case I will most definitely start to scale into Bitcoin spot. Pretty wild. I do tend to like to prefer to draw trends, like higher time frame, long-term trends in log mode. But it's all personal preference really. Yeah, still betting on some nice continuation, some reversal on the Bitcoin gold pairing. Like imagine DXY breakdown, Bitcoin gold bottoms, BTC is finding a bottom down here into the power law. Like I don't know, man, the signs are there. I feel like I'm the only one. Like I'm sure there are obviously people out there like with outlooks similar to mine, but from what I can see, like people remain pretty defeated. They seem defeated. They seem like they've given up. Like kind of reminds me of like post May 2021. Those really, in terms of how people are feeling and towards the market. Check on Pippin, sure. Oh damn. I actually wanted to long into this area this morning. My alerts go off. Maybe I wanted to long a bit lower than that. But yeah, Pippin. I think Pippin can still see some continuation into 5.50s. I was looking for a short on it yesterday. Up here into 4.1, 4.2, but I never really got a good enough trigger to get in. But right now it's like flipping above the prior monthly value area high. It's trading above the developing monthly value area high, developing weekly value area high, developing quarterly and yearly value area high. And we know how much Pippin likes to scam. So personally, yeah, I'm looking for a bit of a continuation setup on this today. Ideally into 4.2. 0.4, 0.42, and with the target of 0.53 and above. So that's why I have my alerts down here for Pippin. God damn, the silver Bitcoin pair is almost back to December 2022 bear market lows. That's crazy. Normal surf looks like 10 foot plus today. See what the surf is like in Cornwall. Yeah, 8 to 12 in some places, but it looks pretty wishy-washy. Weekend looks good. Tomorrow, 15 to 20 in some places. I haven't actually like gone to watch the waves when they're that big. I'd like to go and watch this at some point. I was sort of discussing the idea in the Discord this morning of like gold finding a bit of a right shoulder into like 2200 5200s, like sort of anywhere from like currently here to like 5200, a right shoulder, and then like into a bit of a range. That would be really good for Bitcoin. If we start to get above like 5200 on gold, like it's concerning for crypto again, to be honest. I think Asta is topping soon. Yeah, I was actually looking at shorting it yesterday. I don't think it went as high. Yeah, it might get a bit of a move up here. I think, well, yesterday 6-7 was good, but with my system, it's like, you know, based on VWAPs and a lot of the time developing values. So yesterday 6-7 looks pretty good for a short, but today I mean this could go into this could go to 7.3s at this point. 7.2, 7.3. I think if anything, we should potentially look for a continuation long on it. 6.3, 6.2 on Asta for a move to 7.3. A 14% move is possible. How's River doing? Yeah, if this stops in break even, we'll look for another long into like a sweep under this low. Like if we form like a bit of a divergence here on River, it does something like this. I think we look at long in again. It's a shame, got a decent bounce, but I didn't. Yeah, actually, to be fair, like right now, like with Bitcoin moving into 66s and kind of favoring I mean, I wouldn't say no to shorts, like if the setup provides, but as of right now, like 3 things, like River, Pippin, Asta, look pretty good for some continuation. I'm still open to short stuff. STG, actually ZRO, I was potentially looking at shorting ZRO today. Excuse me, but the only downside was like this looked pretty good. Like this was a pretty nice that kind of push overnight was pretty nice, but the only downside is that it's like hovering on this developing weekly value high, which makes it a little bit awkward to short into for me. Like if I was earlier, if we had managed to short into this high, then you know we could have taken our TP1 into this value high, but now it's in a bit of an awkward position really. I was looking at this for a short this morning, but to be honest, it's a bit of a shit coin. I do have my limitations really to what I touch. Like if the PA is like really like obscure, then I don't have interest in it really. If it front runs 66 today, that'd be annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, yeah, lower time frame had some strong buy signals coming on. Bit of a high time from like the hourly. But yeah, like we did div really like that. I don't know why this didn't form a strong buy signal because it was trading above the -2 on the Z score. I need to change the code so it works, but yeah, be a little bit frustrating if we front run that 66k area, because kind of where I was looking at the long. So power, yeah, we caught a nice like 12% move short on this in the Discord yesterday. Where please? All my trades, daily trades, thoughts and write ups as of right now, like past I think just under 2 weeks. I haven't taken a loss on any shorts. Essentially been 100% hit ratio, which kind of technically isn't true because I don't really count break evens as winning trades, I guess. But you can say I haven't taken a loss essentially on all my shorts over the past like almost 2 weeks, which is great. All my losses, which have been pretty minimal, have come from long positions. Did I get stop break even on Blofin on River? No, almost. Funding is also almost -1 on River. This should scam today. So if I get stop break even, like priority is getting an entry back into this. this optimal setup here is that we like div again here, and we rebuy. We rebuy the same setup essentially, but like only if we diverge, which is I don't really want to risk holding this, to be honest. Like I said, my longs lately have been like pretty much all my losses that I've taken have come from longs. So in terms of like long in the market at the moment, I'm just being way more conservative than my shorts. Power, yeah, this it's kind of tricky to judge where it's going to go next, to be honest. I probably need to wait for a bit higher before I start considering to short this again, to be honest. Yeah. Stop me break even though. But yeah, Aster and Pippin look good for some continuation longs today. River as well. BTC, obviously want to try and get long on BTC. This I've been trying to chase, this AWE coin I've been trying to chase along this pretty much like, yeah, since last week really, but it's not offering much of a pullback. So I've got a bunch of alerts set below because I am waiting to bid a flush on this, because I'm pretty sure if we flush, it would do a similar thing to what it done back here, sort of V-shape and bounce like probably 20 to 30%. So I'm kind of looking for something of a move into 0.075 for a bounce, like sort of a 25% bounce. So that's kind of why I have alerts on both sides here. Yeah, Pippin 0.4, 0.42 for a long today. That looks good. Yeah, I got stopped break even on River, so just keep an eye on this for a fresh long. Under this low here, bit of a divergence, and then we can into it. Yeah, I this is probably one of my favorite trades of the week, to be honest. For a move up, just a matter of getting that re-entry now. take a look at the flow. Because if the flow is looking okay, I don't mind hopping into it and just yeah, the funding is minus 1.5 on Binance. Jesus. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Yes, you look. I'm tempted to hop into this and just let the position run. Like rather than trying to be a bit of a perfectionist and look for that perfect entry. Like it says it would essentially be running the same invalidation. It's a bit of a wider stop though, really, than where I had it before. I'm gonna hold out for a sec, just see if we can get that sweep under this low. Because if we get that sweep under this low, then I'll long, and we can have a much better invalidation. Far better invalidation on the trade. Wait for a sweep. This link coin, I'm looking for a short on it. It's kind of my main watch list that I'm just constantly watching. Like main higher cap coins and coins that have interest in the market. And then anything like sort of towards the bottom of my watch list, these are the things I'm looking at over the intra-week side of things and potential positions. I'm just sending an update, and then if you guys have any chart requests, obviously just feel free to send them in. Hype. Hype on along anything sort of under 28. If we can get a little sweep under 28, probably get a lot of people panic under here, start to sweep into 28, 27, and then we can look at longing. I think that'd be nice. Sort of $27. You got a naked value or a low here from a prior week, prior monthly VWAP. I'm currently on the prior quarterly value or low. Yeah, around 28, 27 looks good for a hype long. Which is it down 26% off that high that I shorted it. What is the invalidation price for Lin? What are you talking about, brother? For like my Lin short? I'm not in this yet, but I am looking at taking a short if we went into sort of this 0.2 plus area. I would essentially look at shorting like above these highs. Esther is moving up. I'd ideally short like here with an invalidation above like probably like it's really relative, you know, like my stop loss isn't, you know, set in stone. It's a bit more dynamic than just like placing a stop here. I'd have to sort of know where to put my stop depending on where, first of all, where price goes, as how high this price moves into this area, and equally sort of like at what point does that high get formed, because a lot of the time I just put my stop above that high that's left. So let's say we went and swept these highs into like 0.21, 0.215. I'd probably put my stop above right 0.23, really, something like that. XPL, no. Poor thing. Cooked. XMR as well, cooked. Holy shit, XMR. $300 again. Poor James. It's not looking good, bro. I mean, it went sub 300 where I kind of was looking at buying, but it was... didn't really give me... I mean, it probably would have been a good entry if I was paying attention to it, but... I don't think I missed out on much. Percent bounce, it's okay. Said RO, let's have a look. I think I already discussed this. It was a bit awkward to short. Like this high that was left overnight was pretty good for a short initially, but from here it's a little bit awkward to try and get into. Because it's holding this developing weekly value or high. If anything, it's probably not a bad long. Well, that low was probably not a bad long. Risky one, but yeah, maybe if it gets another drive up, then we can look at reshorting it above these highs, maybe. Could maybe try and short if it pops up above these highs again, but 257 right here is a little bit awkward. Try short. I would like River to come to my entry. The more this holds here, the more I am willing to jump into it here and hold it potentially underwater for a bit. The 10% invalidation. TP1 around 23 and 23 to 27 plus. Optimal entries is under 19 again. My downfall with a lot of these setups is that I try to be a perfectionist with an entry, you know. Sometimes it's great. Equally, sometimes leaves you missing out. What just joined stream? What do you think about Zedero? Yeah, I think it can probably bounce into sort of 2.5, 2.56. If it doesn't sort of reject from 2.5s, then it's probably going to break out a lot higher. 3.5-ish plus. A little bit late to this setup, but yeah, probably that wasn't a bad bounce for a long here. It's a bit too risky to short right now, but I think if you had a more comfortable entry from lower, you probably can hold it into like the 2.5s at this point. It's a bit awkward for me to short here though. I need to see a bit higher for a short. If we get this like 66k drop on BTC, then we should get my river fill. Would you prefer missing a trade or getting a shit entry? Real question. Well, it depends if I guess it depends if the trade, like when to target or whatever, you know. And obviously you would prefer to have a shit entry than missing, but it's all hindsight at the end of the day, innit? Like, I miss some trades sometimes, you know, like sometimes you try and you go against your idea. Like, sat here twiddling my thumbs waiting for this river long, like I go against my idea and it falls here, and let's say it doesn't form a divergence and it doesn't give us the long to take into this area, then, you know, you kick yourself for getting in early. It's a vicious cycle. So I think as long as you mostly stick to your system, you know, in some cases, you know, going against that is fine, but I think I'd rather stick to my guns here and long a sweep than if the invalidation wasn't wide, like if I wasn't having to run like an 11 or 12% invalidation, like a, you know, it's 16% move, so it would be like just over a 1R trade. So it's, if we can get the long down here into sort of 18.2, you know, we're looking at potential sort of like a 4R trade, right? You just started trading and have zero knowledge. Today I woke up and bought it from around 237. I was wondering how bad I fucked up, but it seems okay for now. So you top blasted. So you woke up and you decided to top blast this. Interesting. With zero knowledge of why you're doing that. Doesn't sound like trading to me, bro. Sounds like you're rolling the dice. Where can be a good short for Pippin. 0.54ish looks pretty good for Pippin short. Personally, I want to long it into 4.2. 0.4, 0.42 would be good. I think this has the legs for higher. Pippin does. Where do I expect BTC to pull back? 66 to 65k looks like a good place for us to bottom. If we're gonna lock in like a higher low. If we can lock in like a higher low into here, then we can have a stab at, you know, 71.4, and then potentially if we get stuck below 71.4 again, we probably go into a range. Obviously, if we flip 71.4, there's a good chance we're going to go towards 81, and then again, same thing. Dude, consider where comes next, right? Level by level. But overall, yeah, 66 to 65k looks good to hold on BTC for that higher low. If we do accept below here, then I'm looking at a move from 50 into 55 all the way down to 50 for a big bottom before rallying going into summer. So yeah, 66k I think is really important right now. 66k is the main level for us to watch. 66 to 65. If we can't bounce here, then be wary of a move towards that 60k low, and even into this 50k area as well. But that scenario would only happen if we can't lock in a higher low into sort of 65 to 66k. That's essentially the place I'm looking at getting long right now. And kind of ignore what I said before about the 71.4 level and this 81k, like they come, you know, later down the line, right? For now, watch the 66k level, 66, 65, and this will really depend on whether we look to leg up or we're gonna go lower. So it's kind of my outlook right now. Watching for some sort of higher low similar to the November bottom. That's it. Do shoot in like 5-10 minutes because I've got to run some errands this afternoon. River is the main position for me for the day. Looking for a move into like 18.9 to 85. Please, for the love of God. ZRO short into 2.7. Asta looking for a long into sort of 6.5 if possible. Otherwise short into 0.72. Pippin long into 4.2 down to 0.4. Yeah, River, I really want to get long on this. I'm pretty sure this can leg up to like 27. I was long on it from the Discord this morning. We got like a 7% bounce on Blofin, and I just got stopped break even into this low. For how long are you trading? You doing this full time? Yeah, so I do this full time. It's my job, and also I'm like providing trades and insights in the Discord every day. Daily streams, like educational content, write-ups, you name it. I would like River to come back down. Yeah, got some alerts set on this whilst I run to get some errands done. Didn't cover ETH, but to be honest, I couldn't really give a shit about what ETH is doing. Literally at the moment focused on higher time frame Bitcoin and then just day trading alts. Market's providing some decent volatility at the moment. Like, you know, if you just focus on the top gainers, playing continuation on them essentially until they're like super overextended and then we short them. That's literally been the game plan for me. Yeah, unfortunately, there was nothing to really take today, this morning. Market's probably waiting for New York Open. I know we have some sort of data event today, but yeah, main position is River right now. Would like to get an entry on that for the group. Yeah, the Discord is here, Synnet. It's not like it's like a private Discord. It's not like free for people, unfortunately. But you can follow me on Twitter as well. I post some daily insights there as well. Okay, see you guys. Thanks very much. Same time next week. I would have stayed on longer, but I've got to get some errands this afternoon. So next week we'll do a bit of a longer one. Bye-bye.